What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the potential of the Last Guardian movie. Now, I didn't even know this, but according to PSU, which I read the article talking about this was actually talked about 5 years ago, and then it was like brought back up. So they say, interestingly, Daniel RPK, who's the one who's doing it right now, claimed 5 years ago that The Last Guardian was getting the movie treatment, along with Kong Skull writer Max Borenstein reportedly penning the adaptation. And it's true, if you click that link, it takes you to an article back, I think, May 27th, 2020, where he's talking about it. Now, look, Daniel RPK, man, he throws a lot against the wall, okay? And I generally like him. I generally believe him. He's done like some Scream scoops that actually turn out to be right. The guy throws a lot at the wall and most things stick, but I think at some point, he's talked about games before. He's one of the ones who actually said that Naughty Dog is working on The Last of Us 3, and I kind of believe that's going to happen, so maybe that's just something that will age well, as time goes, but, it's a guy that can get stuff wrong. I want to throw that out there. It's just interesting that, like, they've been talking about it for 5 years, but he brought it back up that it's officially happening. So here's what I will say, though. I think The Last Guardian would actually make for a pretty good movie. I think that game was such an interesting game. I think about that game a lot, and I want to do a retrospective on it on Podcast Now Back to the Past, if you guys know that channel that I do. So it's a very special game. It's also a very messy game. It's also probably not a very good game. It's one of those games where it's like the idea and the themes, and you can tell there's heart and soul and a lot of time put into that project, and there's a massive amount of respect from me to that. But then also the game, man, I mean, some of the communication, okay, between the boy and the bird just did not work, and just some of the basic gameplay mechanics. But I mean, I played it all the way through. I wasn't even a big fan through like all of its development. Like, I didn't know too much about it, but I got that game day one. I played it, I beat it, I did overall enjoy it, and I think, again, the story, the idea of this connection between these two and the journey that they go on, that's it. You stop there, you really start and stop there, right? Doesn't really matter about the other stuff. There's platforming, there's, hey, wait here, there's, hey, handle this situation for me, all of this different stuff, that makes the game last 8-10 hours, whatever. But at its core, can you make this a 2-hour movie? I think you could. And I think it could be an absolutely beautiful, like, in terms of visual, in terms of colors, and honestly, and it's an interesting thing because, like, Gravity Rush, even like how they're doing that, like, do an animated, and start doing that more often. And that's kind of, where I kind of want to end this video. Like, I will say the idea of doing it, I actually am kind of like fine with. I'm generally pretty anti-adaptation. This is one that this game is so old. I mean, well, okay, I don't know, it's old, maybe so old, I'm getting older, but whatever. It's an older game, okay? It's an IP that's going nowhere, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like, if you can turn these franchises into something when they previously weren't, and if movies or television is your way to do it, would I prefer new things from the game? Yes. But from this game specifically, like, what are you going to do? You could, do like a 60 FPS. Like, the frame rate was pretty terrible, right? That was a big thing leading into launch. It was probably even worse before that. This game runs pretty poorly. So it's like, could you get some sort of remaster? That's really the only place you could go with this, right? And that's just coming from that angle where it's like, I always prefer you treat the games with respect. Like, if you do a Sly Cooper thing, you better hope for your own sake that it's a game and not a, I'll take a movie, I'll take a show of Sly, but if you're going to do that in place of a game, I'm going to go freaking nuts on you. And that's generally my mentality, honestly, for most things. But if you do both, then I'm cool on it. And also, if it's a game that just has no future, they're really, what's the future for The Last Guardian? It's a remaster at best, and, to remaster a 7 out of 10 type game, is that something that PlayStation would actually even do, and I don't know if that would actually happen. So I honestly would kind of be for it, because I didn't think the game was incredible. Like, I want to play it. I have it physically. I bought it day one. I still have it behind me somewhere back there. I really should go back through, and I will, but I remember the core of that game is insanely good. It's very special. It's very respectable, what they did. And then there's the game. Then there's everything around it. So I think a movie actually would be able to cut the fat, which is a lot of this game, and you can make it something even more special. You could really focus on its defining qualities. So look, it's been around for 5 years. Who's to say it happens now and not, maybe it goes away and then another 5 years, we hear another rumor. Who really knows? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.